All right, let's get serious. It is time to answer one of the most important barbecue questions of all time. Is it better to barbecue while drinking bourbon, or is it better to barbecue while drinking beer? Well, let's find out. Bourbon, beer. Bourbon, beer. Beer, bourbon. Which one is it going to be? Well, let's try a little bourbon. Oh, nice. All right, now beer. Ah, equally nice. Well, okay, bourbon or beer? Is it better to barbecue with bourbon, or is it better to barbecue while drinking beer? The answer is yes. All right. Welcome to Tony Tone Barbecue. I'm Tony. Today we're going to be doing some hot and fast, everybody's favorite, hot and fast barbecuing. We got a little beef, we got a little chicken, we got a little pork. We're going to do it up. Let's go burn some food. All right, be sure to subscribe and enter your comments below. I want to know what your drink of choice is when you're barbecuing and grilling. So first things first, let's get this grill prepped up. I've got my chimney full of just regular old Kingsford charcoal here, ready to light up. Trusty little torch here. Now, some of you guys know that I do my videos pretty much live cooks, so, you know, sometimes I screw shit up. Sometimes things don't work out. Sometimes I make little mistakes. But somehow the food always manages to come out pretty dang awesome. This is unscripted. And I'm making stuff up right now as we speak. So that is lighting on fire. If you don't know how to use one of these things, make sure you subscribe to my channel and look at my videos on how to use one of these things, because these things are freaking awesome. So that's going to get going in about 15 minutes. We're going to have some nice hot coals that I'm going to dump into my barbecue pit here. Now this is a just FYI, this is a Char Griller Smokin' Champ unit I've been using for a long time now. It's a damn good rig and very versatile. What we're doing today is not limited to this type of barbecue. You can do it on a Weber kettle. You can do it on anything. You can put some fire on and put some meat over. All right. So over here, let's have a look under the foil while that's getting hot. Here's what we're going to cook today. Now, I wasn't planning on doing a video this afternoon, but going about my day and started thinking about this, and I was like, you know what the hell. So here's what I got. I've got some chicken drumsticks that I'm going to pre-season here before I put them on the grill with some Rufus Teague. Fixed up this chicken rub. I've used it before. Nice flavor. I like this stuff. I usually start with a rub of some sort, and then as I'm cooking it, I like to coat it with a few layers of a barbecue sauce. I haven't decided what I'm going to pull out of the old cupboard yet, so we'll see that in a minute. I've also got here a couple of beef short ribs, and these ones I'm just going to go for some good old S&P, salt and pepper. I'm going to coat those liberally with salt and pepper, put those on the grill, and then this, I've got a pre-seasoned from the store baby back pork spare ribs. Now, here's the deal. So it's 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Work started about 6 a.m. and work finished up just a few minutes ago. You know, today's one of those days where I don't have all day to sit behind a smoker or whatever, sit around and manage a fire and all that stuff and smoke a brisket for 14 hours or a brisket for, a pork shoulder for 12 hours or 8 hours or whatever it is, or even some ribs for 6 hours. Day, I'm hungry. I need food. I need it fast, and I want it delicious. Is it possible to get amazing, delicious barbecue in an hour time? Abso-freaking-lutely. I'm going to show you how to do it. We're going to do this hot and fast. so that, you know, when you come home from your day at the end of the work, from your day, when your work is done, you too can create some delicious barbecue. Is it going to be as super tender as what it is when I smoke a rack of ribs like this for 6-7 hours? I don't know, probably not. Is it going to be good? Hell yes, it's going to be freaking delicious. I'm going to eat every freaking bite of this. I'm going to eat all this crap myself. It's going to be good. I might share some with one of the kids or so, but I'm going to eat most of it myself. And it's going to be awesome. So this is going to take a few more minutes to heat up. In the meantime, I'm going to apply the salt and pepper to these guys. I'm going to apply that Rufus Teague chicken rub to these guys here. This one's good to go. I'm just going to take out a little layer of plastic here. Now this I literally picked this stuff just up a little while ago during my lunch break from the grocery store, from local Bel Air. And easy. I got all this stuff today. Super, super simple, easy. That's my point of what I'm doing today, is super easy. No big deal. So this is rubbed and ready to go, and salt and pepper and little pre-seasoned stuff there. Piece of cake. This is going to be going all on the grill about the same time. And it's all going to come off at about the same time too. And it's going to be awesome. I might even throw some veggies on there. Here we go. Okay. The coals are ready. This thing's spitting out fire like the afterburners from an F-14 Tomcat. The beer is dry. Time for a new one. All right. Now, let's dump these coals. Got my trusty heat gloves here, because this shit is hot. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump these coals off to one side. I'm not going to spread them across the entire barbecue. I want them all focused on about 1/2 of this grill. And it takes my coal tongs here. These tongs are just for charcoal. That's all I use them for now. No food, just for moving charcoal around. So I'm going to rearrange this charcoal, spread it out a little bit here, so it's all over here on this side. The reason I'm doing this is so that when I'm cooking this meat, I can put the meat over here where the fire's not directly under it, or over here so the fire is directly under it, as I see fit. So I'm just kind of arranging it here very neatly. There we go. That's looking good. Might do a little more arranging later, but that's good for now. Another thing I'm going to do, so that's just regular old Kingsford charcoal. What I've got right here is some Kingsford cherry wood chunks. I'm going to go ahead and add a few of these to the fire. Gonna let those start burning down. Reason I'm doing this, I like to add a little actual smoky wood flavor to my barbecue. So these pieces are gonna kind of burn down, create some cool cherry wood coal to give a nice little wood flavor to this quick cook that I'm doing. You can smell already it's just catching fire. Makes a huge difference. Alright, so those are in there. My camera girl over here, she's really suffering. She's like, damn, that's hot. And it is hot. So those are in there. Now I'm going to place my grates back in. There we go. I'm going to let those get hot. Notice they're a little greasy and dirty from the last cook. That's how I always leave them. I'm going to close this lid. I'm going to let those get nice and hot, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to scrub them and scrape them clean. They're going to be great. Yeah, they're great, right? And that look I just got. And I'll be ready to throw this meat down. Now let me show you really quick over here. I told you I was going to pre-season this meat. I put the foil back over it to keep the damn flies away. So I got the Rufus Teague rug all over these guys here. I'm sure I don't need to show you how to throw frickin' rub on some chicken. So there it is. And I've got salt and pepper on the short ribs. And these guys I didn't have to do anything with. They're already pre-seasoned, ready to go. So as soon as that grill is nice and hot, I'm going to throw these on there. Okay, the grill is hot and ready to go. Now, I've actually rotated each of these 3 grates so they've had time over the direct heat, scrubbed them and cleaned them. If you don't know what I'm talking about, subscribe to my channel, check out some of my other videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. So this grill is super hot and ready to go. So I'm going to start throwing down some meat, and then a little bit later I'm also going to throw down some veggies. So the meat's going to take maybe 45 minutes, an hour or so to get going. So I'm going to get these guys down right now. First thing I'm going to throw down these ribs closer to the fire. And I'm going to do these short ribs also over here. Kind of put the fat side a little closer to the fire. Bones down. I'm doing bones down on the short ribs and on the pork baby back ribs, and the fatter side towards the fire, because when I'm doing hot and fast, I like to have the bones be more exposed to the heat than the meat side. That way the bones get extra hot. And when the bones get really, really nice and hot, the bones start cooking all the blood and meat that's surrounding the bones, which is, if you've ever had undercooked meat, you don't start noticing that it's undercooked until you start getting down to the bone, tearing the meat off the bone, and you start seeing bloody juice coming off the bones. So if you get the bones really nice and hot, the bones actually start kind of cooking the blood and the meat that is surrounding the bone, because it's a lot easier to get the meat hot than it is to get the bones hot. So we're going to do the bones first. So I got the chicken way back here because the chicken's pretty light and tender, and that stuff's going to cook up pretty quick and easy. So now that I've got the pork ribs over here and the beef short ribs over here, they're kind of close to the fire. I'm just going to kind of carefully watch these, because we're doing this hot and fast, but we're also not wanting to burn the meat, because that would be just freaking disgusting. Nobody likes burnt barbecue. So I'm keeping these over here a safe distance from the fire. Now on this barbecue, the exhaust vent is over here on this side, the intake is over there on that side. You know, that doesn't really matter a whole bunch. If you've got like a round kettle grill or something, it's the same thing. Just throw your fire over on one side and have an area where the heat is not directly underneath on the other side, and that's where you want to put your stuff, and then you can rotate. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close this lid, I'm going to let this kind of heat up for a while, let the meat kind of start to cook, and then I'm going to start rotating a little bit over the fire like that, away from the fire, over the fire, away from the fire, and let them start to, and flip them and everything, and let them start to kind of cook all around, and be careful not to burn it so you get that nasty black char on the outside. A little tiny bit of char is good, a lot of char is bad, but right now the heat is really, really hot. So here we go, close it up. I'm going to come back to this in a minute. I'm also going to throw down a little pan of some veggies so that we're not just eating strictly meat, we're going to have a little veggie too, and we're good. Alright, it's been a little bit, meat's cooking. Let's have a look, see how we're doing. Back to the temperature gauge. It's super hot in there right now, or like 500 degrees, whatever, on that top thing. But you know what? Doesn't matter. If you've got a little grilling, a little barbecuing experience, then you start doing things by time and or temperature. I said and or temperature, time and or temperature. But when you've got a lot of experience, you can also start doing things by visual. And what I'm doing here today, notice there's no probes, you know, I'm not really even paying attention to the clock. I kind of know that this cook is going to take about 45 minutes to an hour, and I'm doing it mostly by visual. So while that's in there cooking away and it's looking great, I don't need to do anything at this point. I'm just kind of letting it sit there. I'm letting all that meat get nice and hot before I start putting it right over the direct coals. I've got my intake wide open over there. I've got my exhaust wide open over here. There's not a lot of fluffy white smoke coming out of there. It's just freaking hot air coming out of there, super hot inside. That meat is cooking. It's cooking hot, it's cooking fast, and it's doing great. It's not burning. It looks freaking fantastic. I'm happy with what's happening over here. Over here, I got my little table set up. cut up some veggies. In this bowl, I've got some zucchini. I've got some, what are these things called? Brussels sprouts. I got some shrooms. Okay, all that stuff's going to go in this cool little barbecue grilling pan I got here. And I'm just going to chop up one more of these zucchinis here. Throw that in there. Got some rice cooking inside too, so I got a little bit of grain. Now, this is a hot and fast dinner. Okay, remember I said I'm trying to do this quick. The only thing I'm taking a little extra time with is freaking videoing. So what I've got here is some zesty Italian dressing. I'm going to marinate this stuff for just a little bit in this zesty Italian dressing, just to give a little extra seasoning to this veggies. And you know what? There's a lot of cool recipes out there on how to marinate your vegetables. You know, I've done a lot of them, and I've got some great ones that I love myself that make veggies taste amazing. I've even got a garden of fresh herbs and all kinds of cool stuff that I use in my cooking all the time. But do you have time for that all the time? I don't. Today, I don't. Today, I do not. Today, I got this. I'm putting in that. It's going to make it taste good. That's it. Cool? All right, good. So, that's what's happening right now. Those are going to sit there, and about, maybe like 20 minutes before that stuff over there is done cooking, I'm going to throw this into this, and I'm going to put that in there, and it's going to cook, and it's going to be freaking awesome. All right, here we go. All right, so this meat has been on this hot grill for about 20 minutes now. Inside I got a pot of rice cooking ready to go for later. I've got my bowl of veggies over here all marinating real quick like I said. It's gonna get going a little bit. Let's open up the lid now and have a look at what we got going on. Beautiful, nothing's burning. We got plenty of hot coals over here, and the meat is looking good. I think it's time to start rotating though. Okay, so let's take this. I'm gonna roll this, put this these pork ribs over here directly over the fire. I'm going to do the same thing with these beef short ribs, and what you're going to see here right away is you're going to start to see fat drip off of those, because those things are hot, really, really hot, and fat's going to just start coming off of those as it renders. That's a really friggin' loud jet overhead. That's because there's some fires out here in California, and we've got those things going back and forth. So what you're going to want to do here is you want to be careful. That's all. You're going to want to be really careful. Now these chicken legs, I'm going to leave them, I'm going to bring them a little closer to the fire, but I'm going to leave them away from the fire, because I'm going to take those, I'm going to make sure those cook up nice and slowly. I want this skin to get crispy, but I don't want to burn it. And the meat and beef is a little tougher, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to roll that over. Now see how hot that bone is? That bone right there, nice and white and hot. That's great. That's what I wanted. So roll that baby over there. I'm going to put this back directly over the fire. I'm going to kind of let that fat that's on there kind of burn and render off here. Over here too, this thing got so hot that it kind of split the little skin there. Now, serious flames coming. That's not good. Let's get those out of the way. Let's move them. There we go. By moving it like that, take it out of that hot flame, and that prevents it from getting all super charred and ugly and black. I want these cuts of meat, because this isn't like a New York sirloin tip or ribeye or filet. This is chuck. It's tough. So in order to get chuck nice and soft, usually you want to cook them for a really long time, get them well done, get them up to a high temperature to where the meat breaks down and it starts becoming soft. Well, we don't have time for that today, because I'm hungry now. So instead, we're going to do this hot and fast, and we're just going to be careful to get it well done as much as possible without burning it and making it gross. So all I'm doing right here is, you see what I'm doing here, I'm doing a little active flipping. That was a term coined by my buddy J Ball. J Ball, you the man. Active flipping, okay? I'm going to kind of keep this stuff moving a little bit so that it doesn't burn. Now, once it's getting to the point where it's cooking a lot better, see that sizzle? See that little bit of char going on there? Pretty soon, I'm getting to the point here where I'm going to want to start saucing it. Because like I said, I'm doing all this hot and fast today. Yes, I'm going to sauce it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Do I need to sauce it today? No, not really. Salt and pepper is an awesome seasoning for beef, for short ribs. And this thing came pre-seasoned. You know, I'm not going to sauce these guys here. I'm not going to sauce the Babybacks. I'm just going to let them cook up and see how they taste with that market rub they do for you there. But I'm going to let those burn up a little bit, cook up a little bit. I'm going to let them get nice and hot. I'm just going to be careful, okay? Now that they've had a nice run right over the heat, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these legs over a little closer. There we go. And I'm going to give them a little roll. There we go. I'm going to give these legs a little roll. Let the other side of the meat, now legs, the meat's pretty consistent all the way around on this chicken. So there's not like a side that's where the bone is closer to the heat. So I'm going to just roll them like that a little bit. I'm going to put them a little closer to the fire. Notice the fat sides of the legs are closer to the fire than the ends here where there's no meat. We'll let those get a little hotter. I'm going to put them over here. Now here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for juice. I was talking about visual earlier. I was talking about, you know, time and temperature versus visual. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for juice, especially on the chicken. Now beef doesn't need to be well done. In this case though, the hotter this meat gets, the more tender it'll get. Pork, yeah, it should be well done. I'm going to be careful with this guy here. Chicken also you want to make sure is well done. So what I'm looking for on this chicken, and you develop an eye for it over time, you can tell when you start to see juice come out of that chicken, you'll first start seeing pink juice that is mixed with kind of uncooked, a little bit of bloody pinkish juice. After a while you start seeing clear juice coming out, and you start seeing the meat kind of starting to split open a little bit in a few spots. You know it's well done. You know you're good. It just takes experience, okay? Do this a few times. Do this with a small batch of chicken. Do it when you're just you on your own, so you're not doing it for a group of people and they're going to be like, oh, nasty, you didn't cook your chicken all the way, gross. Just do it for yourself. See how it turns out. Get a feel for it. That's what barbecuing, you know, and cooking in general is all about, just practice, okay? So, see here, I'm going to put the short ribs right here, right behind this chicken. I'm going to move this rack of pork over here. I'm going to put it behind the chicken now. Now, this is the rotate I'm going to do right now. I'm going to leave this like this for a little bit. Just going to close the lid for a few minutes, and now I'm going to come back and I'm going to start saucing. Okay, we're about 35 minutes in. We're looking good. It's time to start doing some more adjusting, a little more saucing. I'm going to move this chicken right over top the fire here to accelerate the cooking of this chicken here. Okay. Now, ribs. These are looking good. You know what I'm going to do with these ribs? I want to make sure they cook really well. I'm going to just move them up top over here. That's where I'm going to put them. There we go. These short ribs, they're looking really good too. I want to throw a little sauce on them. Look at that, the way the bone, the meat is pulled away from the bone over there. I want to sauce these up a little bit. So for the short ribs, what I'm going to do, I've got some Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce here. I'm going to throw some Jack Daniel's on these short ribs here. I'm just going to juice these up real nice. And give them the bones and everything. Nice and sticky. There we go. Cut those up well. I'm going to let that kind of cook on there for a sec. I'm going to come back and throw some more on the other side after I give them a roll. Chicken. For the chicken, I've got the Sweet Baby Ray's sweet teriyaki sauce. There we go. different brush for these guys so I don't cross-contaminate. And I'm just going to throw a bunch on this also. Now after this chicken's been in here for 35 minutes or so, even though it's been in direct heat, that overall the temperature inside this cooking chamber has been over 450 degrees. It's cooking really well inside. I just don't want the outside burnt. I want the skin to come out nice and crisp, so it feels good biting through it. The thing about chicken, if you don't know, is if you try to cook it slow and low, and you only keep the temperature down low, there is fat in the skin and that needs to render. If that fat doesn't render, then your chicken will be rubbery. You bite through it, it might be delicious, but it's going to be rubbery and it's kind of weird. And that happens because your temperature is too low. Your temperature needs to be high enough to make the fat in the skin render. And that will make the chicken skin more crisp and delicious. So if you do slow and low chicken, well, that's cool. Just make sure at the end you crank up the heat to like 400 degrees or higher for the last half hour or so to crisp up that skin and make it nice and delicious, so it's not rubbery. So this is coated well, chicken's coated. So now it's where, use your judgment. What are you going to do? In my case here, see that? Look at that. I'm going to give that a roll. And I'm looking very carefully at what's happening here. I'm starting to see some char. Starting to see some little splits happen right here where the meat is kind of starting to open up. See that right there? Look at that. See that? Look at that. If the meat's opened up. That's because it got so hot inside. It is so nice and well done that the meat is starting to split open. That's good. At the same time, I want to be careful now. I'm going to roll this short rib over. I'm going to kind of put it over there. I'm going to start moving chicken over here, kind of a little bit away from the heat, especially the pieces that are splitting open. I'm going to be careful. I don't want to burn those things. And I'm going to sauce those. There we go. Get a nice amount of sauce on these legs. Get it in that crack, that little crevasse that opened up there. Get that in there. More flavor into that chicken, the better. I mean, chicken is delicious already. It's like one of the most amazing creatures God put on earth. Chicken, these freaking fat birds that can't fly, can barely run for shit. You can grab them and eat them. Fantastic. I'm going to get all that flavor down inside that chicken. And make them super delicious. There we go. Now this chicken is good. I'm going to get this. I'm going to move this a little bit away from the heat now, just a little bit, so that it doesn't burn. Because it's going to be here in a while still, because I still got to throw these veggies on. There we go. Chicken's over here. Ribs. Yeah, these short ribs. These are going to be fun. Now we're having a feast tonight. We're having a feast tonight? The camera girl says, okay, we're having a feast tonight. Oh yeah. Put some more sauce on these ribs. Charlotte never had short ribs like this, have you?
No.
No. Look at that. You guys have short ribs tonight. You're going to love it. Look at that. Okay. Sauce those up. Okay. I'm going to put these up here too. Okay. There we go. Short ribs up top. Now it's kind of hot up here because the heat's coming up top. So now phase 2. Alright, we're going to have some veggies down, right? I'll put some veggies. Got my pan right over here. This little handle folds over if I want, but right now it's okay right here. I know that where this thing sits, it's going to be okay. Alright? So, now they sell all kinds of little veggie pans and crap like that at Home Depot, Walmart, whatever. Find something you like. Now I'm putting all these down right over top the coals. The oil that's in that salad dressing might make it flare up a little bit. Okay, what I'm looking for here, I want to get the What are the things called? What are the things called? Brussels sprouts. I want the Brussels sprouts to soften up a little bit. Not a huge fan of Brussels sprouts, but I do like them when they're seasoned well. They're going to be good like this. So I cut the Brussels sprouts in half. Some of them I cut into quarters so that they're thinner, so that they cook quicker. And the mushrooms I left whole. And you see the zucchini I cut in just circles like this, about ½ an inch thick. That way they're a little thicker, so that everything kind of cooks at the same time. So that's one thing a little trick you're gonna need to get used to. Like, how thick do you cut stuff so that it all cooks around the same time? If things like Brussels sprouts that take longer to cook, you're gonna want to cut thinner. Things that cook quickly, like mushrooms, just leave whole. Play around with it, okay? Just have fun with it. Just play around with it. See what happens. Throw a bunch of shit together and throw it on the grill. See what happens, and just watch what burns, what's not, whatever. If it starts to burn, take it off the grill, and you're okay. You know, there you go. So this is what we're gonna do. Things are cooking great here. All this meat is nice and well done already. I'm just gonna close this lid up here. I'm gonna let it cook a little while longer. We're gonna be good to go pretty soon. All right, we're about 50 minutes in now. Let's have a look. Veggies are cooking. I've already given them one little toss. I'm going to go ahead and give them another little toss right now. All right. Hot handle. Remember, hot handle. Don't be dumb. Protect yourself. All right, just going to give them a little toss here. Yeah, these veggies are looking good. I want to be careful not to toss too hard here, because you could lose something. So those are good. Nothing's burning. Leave those there. Ribs up here, they're looking nice and cooked. I'm going to flip those over to leave them right there. Short ribs, I'm going to put them right here too. I'm going to put them meat side down here. There we go. Reason I'm putting them here like this is because they're right over the heat. Chicken over here. That chicken's looking good. I'm going to bring these a little closer because we're getting really close. I'm going to put the chicken, I'm going to give them a little toss. Roll them over here. Look at this. You can see the meat starting to split open a little bit here on this one too. Looking good. Put it a little closer to the heat. There we go. Look at that. Looking good. Looking good. Roll them over a little closer to the heat. Yeah. Chicken's looking beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and give the chicken another little coating of sauce. We are about maybe 10 minutes at the most being ready to pull this stuff off. This has been a nice, successful cook. Nothing has burned. Everything is looking good. Those pork ribs are going to be frickin' delicious. This chicken is going to be frickin' delicious. Those veggies, oh yeah, they're veggies. And we're going to frickin' feast tonight. Tonight it's just me and my girl Charlotte here. Can't put her on camera because she's too short. Yeah, but it's cool, because Charlotte, she likes barbecue. What's your favorite barbecue, Charlotte? You like ribs, chicken, beef, what?
Ribs and chicken.
Ribs and chicken. Well, we've got plenty of both. So you're in luck tonight. Let's throw a little more barbecue sauce on these ribs up here. They're looking good. We don't got to worry about any drippage coming down onto those veggies, because if drippage happens to happen, like it just did, these veggies are all the better for it. So let's move that over a little bit, close that up. 5 to 10 minutes, we're ready to eat. All right, it's time. Let's have a look, see how we're doing. Yeah, those are looking good. Damn, I wish you could smell this. Oh, that smells freaking good. All of it smells good. Let's give these little veggies a bit of a toss here. Yeah. Yep. Look at that. Just, So, timing, tell you, timing is something that just takes practice. Look at that. Look at that little charred piece of zucchini right there. That is just beautiful. That's the best piece of zucchini in this entire pan here. I mean, there's a lot of pieces that are like that. Timing takes practice. Yeah, temperature, yeah, you know, time, that visual, learning how to start seeing stuff based on the way it looks is that's pretty freaking awesome. It's key. Things are looking good here. So, what are we going to do now? Things are looking really good. I think it's time to start pulling stuff off. All right, so veggies, we're looking good there. Chicken. Yeah, chicken's all looking beautiful. Everything's looking good. Let's get sauces out of the way. Get my pan over here. Go. And let's throw this chicken down over here. Maybe I won't drop one on the ground this time. This thing right here. That thing right there. Yeah, Charlotte saw you dropped one on the ground. Yeah, you ate it too. You didn't know that, but you did. She said, what? Yeah. Chicken going over here. Okay. I take these ribs. Damn, these ribs look good. Would you look at that? Yeah. Is it as tender as a freaking 6 or 8 hour smoke? I don't know. Who cares? It's gonna be good. Sorry, it's gonna be really good. Ribs. Throw that down right there. Now veggies. Let's make sure they're all loose. A couple of them stick to the pan a little bit. Oh yeah. Looking good. So these down right here. Cool little bowl we got from Italy. A couple stuck. Okay. Little one-handed action here. I don't know what the heck that piece is doing there anyways. I don't want that piece. Let there. Leave that in there to burn. And we're looking beautiful. We're gonna eat well tonight. Here we go. All right. I know somebody's excited. Now let's see what we got here. We've got pork ribs. We've got beef short ribs. Oh, look at that. That looks good. We've got chicken. Now let's see what we turned out here. Let's cut open a little chicken. I mean, it's just falling apart. Look at that. Beautifully done inside. Well done. Let's have a taste. That's fine. I'm checking that right now. Okay. How about these ribs? Let's cut right down the middle of this. There we go. Well, is it as tender as a 6-hour cook? Sheesh. It sure seems like it, the way that came apart. Let's have a taste. It's a little hot because I didn't let this rest very long. It's okay. This is good. Holy crap. That is good. You want the big one or you want the little one?
I don't care.
Huh?
I don't care.
You don't care? Because you don't say I don't care. I'm taking the big one.
Okay.
All right, fine. The short rib. Let's have a look at the short rib. Wow. Look at that. Juicy. I'm okay. I'm being a little barbaric here. I'm making a little bit of a mess. Let's take it. Let's try a taste of this. Oh god damn, that is good. Okay. Veggies. We've got zucchini. We've got Brussels sprouts. And some mushrooms. And Let's see. That's good. Even those are good. The mushrooms. It's really hard to screw up mushrooms. Okay. So, quick question, Charlotte. Are you hungry?
Yes.
All of this is freaking amazing. All of it was cooked in under an hour, plus the time to heat up the barbecue. This is how you do direct heat, hot and fast, grilling for barbecue at any time, any place. Thank you for being here and for watching this. This is Tony Tone Barbecue. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you subscribing. I really appreciate your comments. Thumbs up, thumbs down. I appreciate that too. Enjoy yourself. Have a great time barbecuing, cooking outdoors over a coal, real fire, some real wood. Nothing like it. Have fun. Thank you very much.